Hi, everybody. Welcome to Under Review. For those of you who haven't been here, we give it to you real, we give it to you raw, we give it to you authentic. To everybody that follows us on the regular, welcome back. We appreciate you for listening to me go in on a weekly basis. We got You Go Boy in the house.
You Go Boy.
Your favorite, not favorite Cowboys fan.
America's team.
But before we get into all that, make sure to share, like, and subscribe, okay? Yeah. And follow us on all platforms. All right? Alrighty. You Go Boy, what's up?
Working. No days off. We're on episode 6 of the You Go Boy podcast.
Okay, let's talk about it. What's been going on?
So last time I talked to you, my pod didn't even exist. This hat didn't exist. This logo didn't exist. So I was just doing the bass podcast. Shout out to my bass brothers. Yeah, I started mine here at Bravery Studios. Live from Bravery Studios. Bravery up.
That is hilarious. They got a little sound bite.
They really
guys.
do. Bravery up. But no, we'll be recording episode 6 in about 2 weeks. We do sports talk as well as unfiltered, authentic conversations about everything.
And I'm in there for all of that. Yes. I know my schedule's a little crazy. I apologize in advance.
It's okay. You'll be on. I can't wait.
It's a little crazy.
You'll be the first lady on.
Okay. So we come in correct.
Period.
But that's what's up, though. I'm proud of you. You got your own podcast. You talk about everything. Yes. Where can the people follow you? Come on, you got to give complete information.
Oh, my God. Of course. You know that. you-goboy.com as well as YouGoBoy88. That's on everything. TikTok, Instagram, everything. So, yeah, we got podcast clips on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. We got full episodes. We got music videos. The music is doing incredible, by the way. I just shot my 5th video with A1 Vision. A1 Vision was on the You Go Boy podcast.
Okay.
The videos are doing great. My 3rd video just hit 100,000 views.
You're doing a little bit of everything. Podcasting.
The music
I
of the
love
pod.
It.
I'm just, you know what it is? I decided for my channel, I was going to just blend the two.
Combine it.
So
Smart.
You go there, you get the music as well as the full podcast episode. So you get, it's a one-stop shop for everything.
It makes sense.
I'm loving it.
It makes sense. I know you were happy that the Cowboys won?
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
Let me check in. Yeah, I was in studio, but yeah.
I know you're happy the Cowboys won. That defense, no exaggeration.
Micah Parsons, the Lion, is always hungry.
The defense looks really good.
I wish your boy was here. The Giant fan. With the glasses.
Well,
there's an APB out for him.
My co-host Jeremy is out handling business. Okay, he will be back shortly.
There's an APB.
Okay? So
if
you sit in Jeremy's chair, have respect.
Okay. As long as he has respect for that final score.
First of all, the Giants is 2-0, so he don't want to hear nothing.
Well, 2-1 now. Well, 2-1 now.
Oh wait, 2-1. Yeah, you know my math's not mathing.
Just saying.
Ooh, I sound like Fred 5550.
My name. Come on, respect it.
5550. So much to talk about. I want to get into the Jaguars, how they're looking.
Oh yeah.
Very good. The Eagles, just everything.
Yeah.
Just everything.
I love football season. I
16
love football
games.
Season.
11 of them decided by a 1-point deficit.
Yes.
How do you feel about the season so far? It's only week 3. Underwhelmed? A lot of overreactions? It's a long season? Talk to me.
I'm loving that there's so many storylines.
Nothing is happening the way I thought it would play out.
That's the way it should be. You know, you knew coming in the NFC was going to be super wide open. You knew that. Everyone knew that. Like you got Aaron Rodgers playing with 52 other guys that get to say they play with Aaron Rodgers. You got the Bucks that they got.
O-line is in trouble.
O-line's in trouble. Julio got hurt coming out of the shower.
But we I mean,
like come on. NFC's wide open.
It was great that Julio signed. The expectation for him to look like Julio of old, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see. I was curious. But I will say this. We've watched Tom Brady for a long time.
Yes, we have.
He's not new to this. He's true to this. Yes, he can't do everything, but he's played with some bad O-lines before. Not as bad as this, where you're playing with, what was it? His center only had 3 snaps in that it's not as bad as this. But again, I'm not saying that again, we know he can't do everything, but
True.
we've seen him in similar situations. When on the Patriots, how many years has he not had?
True. All this is true.
And everybody just has
All
to
this is
step
true.
out. Like you said, it's a long season. The NFC is wide open.
Wide open. Hunger Games. Just
The
like last
Eagles
year.
look amazing, though.
They do, because they beat up on a lot of bad teams. But they still look impressive, though. Listen, they beat up on Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz.
Well, Carson Wentz is trash, but I have to stop saying that.
Oh,
They're professionals. I gotta
That's
stop calling
being
them trash.
kind. That's
I gotta
being
stop calling them
kind.
trash.
You know you can't sugarcoat with me. I'm gonna give it to you unfiltered as well. So,
But
yeah.
I know he beat who he beat, but they look good.
They do.
The line is protecting him. He's making good decisions.
Yes.
He has the offense clicking on all cylinders, and the defense, they look good.
Well, you knew coming in that first of all, shout out to Howie Roseman. He gets a lot of. I have a lot of, because I lived in Pennsylvania. I've got a lot of Eagle fans who hated Howie Roseman forever. I'm like, he gave y'all a Super Bowl, at least recently, so he can't be that bad of a GM.
Yeah,
But
Doug Peterson.
well, Doug Peterson, and then you fired him 2 years later. We're not going to talk about that. But anyway, they have assembled a really solid roster on all three levels, special teams, defensively. They had a solid draft. They traded for A.J. Brown. He's always been one of my favorite
I
receivers.
think that's smart. And Devontae Smith is
Devontae
a secret
Smith.
weapon
You
that
got
people
Miles-
will forget about.
You got Miles Sanders running the rock. Their offensive line has always been good. That's never really been their problem. It's just at quarterback, they had Wentz, who was
But
hot garbage for a while.
I'm happy that I don't know if they committed to him, and I said that last week. They need to commit to Jalen. I'm happy that they're building around him and because he's that guy for them.
I think they will. I had a feeling he was going to develop. I just didn't know to what degree he was going to develop. You got to get better, because he wasn't good last year. He was, but
He wasn't bad though.
you got to remember, last year was kind of his rookie year. He didn't play
Right.
that. He didn't play that much 2 years ago.
But he wasn't bad. I don't think he was bad.
decent.
Given the situation,
Yes.
being thrown in there, I doubted Nick Sirianni. Like you remember, we
I
had
did
this
too.
conversation.
We had the Nick
like,
Sirianni talk.
given what it was, he made it do what it did.
He did what listen, they were very reliant more so on the run last year. And that what you've seen in these first 3 weeks is they're still relying on the run. They're still going to go as their backs go, but they're opening it up and allowing, like, listen, Jalen, we put stars around you, just like you had at Bama, just like you had at Oklahoma. We put stars around you. Let's see if you can cook. And he's cooking. He's cooking. But he's going to play better. He's going to play better defenses. He's not going to play the Washington Commanders every week.
And I still think he'll be all right. Again, he's young.
Yes.
And it's about these quarterbacks need to giving them a chance to develop, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold got the short end of the stick in where was he? The Jets before he went to the Panthers, right?
Yeah. Adam Gase ruined him.
Well, I don't think Daniel Jones is that guy or will ever be like a starting quarterback. That's just my opinion.
But he was in a tough spot too.
Right.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Justin Fields, I think, has the potential to be great, but I don't think that situation. I think my fear is that the Bears in that situation might ruin him too. So,
agreed.
Gotta give these guys a chance. I try not to be too harsh on them.
I try to give it some years.
I try to give him a chance.
And I try not to go like he has a shaky or average year, and I'm just like, he's trash. No, if I see at least 2 to 3 years of
you just kind of.
Oh, some people you know.
You just kind of know.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you just kind of like it might not work out.
Yeah, some people it's pretty.
You might be relegated to a backup after your your options have exhausted. Like
or they get exposed as fool's gold. I knew Carson Wentz was trash. I just knew. I knew it. It wasn't a shock to me when he got exposed, because I was like, yo, especially even in his rookie year, I'm just
trash
like,
is such
I
a
don't see
harsh
it.
word. I had to stop saying that.
You want to pull up some of his stats?
I mean, we'll go with that. I'm gonna be respectful.
Do you? Okay,
Let's
okay.
segue. Since we're talking about the Eagles and Doug Peterson, Jacksonville Jaguars. So I had the Jags coming out of the AFC South, the Vikings coming out of the NFC North, the Eagles coming out the East.
Maybe that's up to debate.
But that one is looking questionable, because if the defense is going to carry the Cowboys,
it's a 2-team race.
But I don't want to count. I don't expect the Giants to be great this year.
They might get in as a wild card.
But I like the way they're playing, that momentum, that toughness they're playing with. The Giants haven't played like that in a while, but injuries and all that other stuff.
They got the right coach. I've told all my Giant fans,
yeah,
friends
Brian
this.
Dable would have been all right.
He's the best they've had since
so
Coughlin. Would you agree? Is he the best candidate they've had since Coughlin?
Yes, because the coaches they had weren't it. So the other Brian would have been...
Yeah,
he would have been a great fit. But anyway, Doug Peterson, the Jaguars, they're looking good.
Yeah, they are. Because you know what? Listen, when you've had a number of bad drafts, they threw a whole bunch of money in free agency. At least one of them might stick. I mean, I think they overpaid for Christian Kirk, but Marvin Jones is a really good receiver.
Marvin Jones has been a consistent good receiver.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been consistent. If he's still on a lot of waiver wires. People, trust me, I'm in 6 leagues. I pay attention. He's on a lot.
And you got to remember, we said it earlier with ruining young quarterbacks. I think Doug Peterson. Because remember, Doug Peterson was around for some of that Alex Smith stuff and a little bit of the beginning of that Patrick Mahomes stuff. So he kind of has an offensive mind. Let's see if he can grow with him.
I think he's a good fit for Trevor.
I think it's a good look for him. I really do.
The Jags are young. They're fast as shit.
Yeah, they are.
And they're physical.
And this is a really good draft for them.
James Robinson. I've been advocating for him since day one. He's very underrated.
I got him in fantasy.
And then with the complimentary piece of Travis
Etienne. Yes.
Thank you, because I'll be trying to be fancy with his. I said, it's a good look. And I think Christian Kirk is living up to the money so far. It's only 3 weeks.
So far.
And then who's the young man that they have in the slot again? Zay Jones?
Yeah, Zay Jones. He was with the Raiders.
Yeah, so they're looking good. And the AFC South,
the South is not open. Like, come on. You got the Texans, you got Indianapolis.
They're not doing anything.
Like,
the Colts are surprising me because what happened to that defense from last year is my question. That defense was very dominant last year.
They did just beat Kansas City. You got to give them credit for that.
But I feel like I was having this conversation with Jonathan. I don't know if I have to look stats up or if my memory is not serving me well, but I feel like they've recently been playing Kansas City tough.
Well, yeah, I think they've beaten Kansas City more than once in the last few years. So they actually match up pretty well against them, because the thing with Kansas City is you got to be physical with them. You have to be physical. You can't spread out and play their game,
but
because they'll light you up.
Last week I made the point question, can Patrick Mahomes sustain throwing it to all the various receivers that they added to replace Tyreek Hill? Like last week, they missed that explosiveness of Tyreek Hill.
They did.
Even though Juju Schuster was on my bench with like 16 points, okay? But that Jonathan was like, that's a one-off. He ain't going to see the ball again. He ain't going to see the ball. But can they sustain?
The thing is, the pressure is really on Eric Bieniemy.
Is it?
It is.
Why? He's been so great for so long. Like,
because,
stop it.
Well, he's had Tyreek Hill for so long. You know what I mean? Like you can't dismiss the fact that Tyreek Hill is a game changer.
So we're going to negate everything he's done prior?
I'm not. I didn't say that. Listen, I did not say that he was only good because of Tyreek Hill. But the success is absolutely. You have to factor that in. You have to. And now this year, Mahomes.
I'm going to disagree with you there, because Eric E.B.
Well, I love the way he looked early in the year against Arizona when he threw 5 touchdown passes. It looked like it was going to work.
Listen,
so we're going to see if it works for an entire season.
But can he sustain? I don't think he can sustain. Can he sustain in the AFC? The tides have shifted, right? The NFC used to be the power side of the conferences, and the AFC, everybody was the weaker. The AFC has shifted.
The AFC is loaded.
And the teams that you didn't expect, and we've been saying that, right? Injuries, strength of schedule, coaching, weather. Yeah. Like, all these things factor in.
Yeah. And the AFC West, as you know, I mentioned it before, I'm not as impressed. I'm not. Through 3 weeks, I'm not impressed.
Are we impressed with the AFC West?
Like, Russ is cooking Lunchables right now. He ain't cooking nothing right now.
Okay.
I'd love to hear your rebuttal here, please. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You ain't wrong.
Okay.
But it's so okay. So the Chargers are hurt.
They're beat up now.
It's not looking like they're hurt. Kansas City is still Kansas City, and I feel like we're not impressed because we expected, or I expected, explosiveness on offense. Josh McDaniels has all these toys. Is Derek Carr snake bitten? Like, what is going on over there?
See, and this is my thing, and I've said this for years. Derek Carr reminds me so much of Matt Stafford before he got to the Rams. He's going to win you a lot of fantasy football championships.
But Matt Stafford had some booty teams, though.
He did, but he always threw consistently for 4,000 to 5,000 yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns because they was playing from behind.
The Raiders are looking kind of uncharacteristic because Darren Waller, who I have on my fantasy, by the way,
I got Devontae.
Isn't producing like he has been. They literally have Josh Jacobs. They literally have like at least 4 more running backs, so I can't name off the top of my head. And I'm going to say it till I can't say it again. Like, the schemes that they were in preseason, for example, the last game I saw, I'm looking at Josh McDaniel call the plays, and I'm saying this is very Patriot-like as far as the running backs go.
Yeah.
You have great running backs, but you're doing them by committee. Nobody can stop the run. What is going on here? I know you're force-feeding like week 1 and 2, or just week 1?
Just week 1.
Force-feeding Devontae the ball. We know he's going to get it. Hunter Renfrow. You have the weapons.
You got weapons. Here's the problem, because it's new. It's new, right? I think they're 0-3. They haven't won a game yet.
No, but we expected instant.
Yeah. Because
success.
because Carr and Devontae, they haven't played together for a while, but they have played together. They play together in college. They're at least familiar with. There is chemistry there. It's not like I've never thrown the ball to you. Like, no, you know exactly how my pass comes out. So I expected more fireworks. Maybe in the weeks coming we will see that.
It's gonna get there.
They've been a disappointment. They have.
Or I would hope, if the AFC West doesn't live up to the expectations that we all had this season, maybe next season, because Russell's there for the long run. You see how to decorate. But new system, Nathaniel Hackett, I believe he's going to be out of there by this season because they're committed to Russell.
They
not
are.
absolving Russell from anything, because there have been times in these 3-week spans where he's holding the ball a little longer than he should. Where's that fire, right?
But that chemistry's not there.
It's
with
not
those
there.
receivers.
It's not there. It's not there yet.
No, it's not there
and
yet.
hopefully it will get there, because there were reports that Russell Wilson was working with Peyton Manning in the offseason. But were you working with your receivers? I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
And they have a really nice core, man.
They do.
Sutton is nice.
Didn't I say last year?
You did.
The Broncos are just a plug-and-play away. That defense, even though they were losing, they were good.
I thought Dan Quinn was going there. Everybody thought Dan Quinn was going there. And, they decided to go with an offensive coach. This is what comes with that. But they've got to get their chemistry, because that receiving core is just too good.
It is good. It is good. And I hope they'll get it. What did I say on Twitter or whatever week 1? I said, look at that. I'm like, Russell left a situation where they didn't let him cook to go to another team where they're not letting him cook.
They won't even let him in the kitchen. They're like, bro, nah, we getting Uber Eats.
But then I'm just like, damn, can Russell even cook? Like, Russ, can you cook? Nah. Like, what's up? I advocate for Russ. I hold Russ down. Don't embarrass me, Russ.
Hey, like I said, he's
That's
cooking.
my guy.
Right now, he's cooking Lunchables. Like, what you want? You want the...
I think it's a mixture of both, though. But I know for sure...
They'll get better.
I know, but I know for sure if it ain't percolating like it's supposed to...
Somebody's going to
Nathaniel Hackett out of here.
It's not going to be Russ, like you said. It's going to be Hackett.
Hackett
ain't going to be able to hack it.
Okay, Bills.
That was a great game. That was a great game. That was a 1 o'clock game.
The 1 o'clock games have been hitting.
They've
been hitting.
They should have flexed that in and flexed out the rest
soon.
game.
They're gonna start flexing after week like 5 or 6. They're gonna start flexing.
I would have flexed that, but that's a playoff preview, and that's.
You think so?
I believe so.
You believe Tua? Believe it or not, you believe in Tua.
Well,
you believe in the Dolphins. You believe in what they're doing.
This is why Miami has a legitimate chance to be a real contender, because when was Tua great? When he had studs and thoroughbreds around him. Like who has he had around him outside of Waddle and Gesicki since he got to Miami? I'll wait. Devontae Parker, Preston Williams.
Devontae Parker went off for us last week against the Ravens, but
who would you want, Devontae Parker or Tyreek Hill? I'm just saying. He's got Waddle, he's got Hill, he's got Gesicki. It's looking real Alabama-esque with those weapons, and right now all he has to do is facilitate. He doesn't have any, and on top of that, he's mobile.
Let's be real here. Let's not like kill. Like, they've been slowly but surely building that roster, because why are so many quarterbacks allegedly were interested in going there, right? So Miami was a team that was primed to plug and play a quarterback away, right? Lamar joked about going there earlier. Tom Brady was linked to there. So it's not like the Dolphins were terrible the last 2 years, or not terrible, not the best team, because we look at them like, oh, it's the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, but they got hot at the end of last year. It was just too late.
Right.
It was just too late.
Right. Yeah. And you had a good coach last year outside of anything extra. You understand what I'm saying? So when I made my predictions early on this season, I said in the AFC East, the Dolphins had the best team on paper.
Yeah, because listen, when you're bad and you can draft high for 2, 3, 4 years, the talent's there. Now, is the coach and GM going to be in place to maximize that? I think they've hit with both. And again, like I said, they put the weapons around Tua.
I like Mike McDaniel. Don't get me wrong. I like him because of his swag, okay? I don't really know how much he really given, because he's just like that cool guy. He's positive.
Him and Tua are cooking. They're cooking right now.
And I said that last week. I think the approach is beneficial for him. And confidence, right?
Absolutely.
Tua didn't have that confidence or it didn't come off like he had that confidence the last 2 seasons. And then it was so much talk around Miami.
True.
Oh, they're sabotaging because they want Joe Burrow. They want this guy. They want that guy. So as a quarterback, if it's supposed to be my team,
and he was hurt.
That plays in back of your head.
He was hurt last year too.
And last year
he was looking hurt last week too.
And we all know he had a concussion.
He was very concussed.
Please, Miami Dolphins, stop lying, okay? Talking about my back.
Yeah, the back doesn't make you stumble.
But they don't. Tighten up. You get a little, But they're talking about his back and stuff. But he is gonna play because they play. Do they play tomorrow?
They play tomorrow
the
against
Bengals.
Cincinnati. Yes, they do.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game.
So when I watched this game, I was like, this game is gonna prove to me if the Dolphins are legit. And I think they can be a force to be reckoned with.
I think so too. Well, this is big for both teams. The Bengals got to get their stuff together. You know, I mean, that offensive line still looks shaky. They got four new starters. Yeah, shaky. It's being kind. I mean, they
might as well send Baby Boy back to New England and send Baby Boy back to the Bucs, because Tom Brady need him a little more. Okay, they look crazy.
They had the Dallas D-line looking like the freaking 85 Bears.
Crazy.
Like, Lord have mercy. Like, Burrow is seeing ghosts. But this is a big game for Cincinnati, because they got to get that swag back. Like, yo, we can be the top dogs. I think they can get there. I think they can. But keep in mind, the Bengals are going to have to. They still got to play the Ravens twice. That'll be great. A great litmus test. I don't know. Do they play Buffalo this year?
I have to look at that.
I'd have to check. But they're going to get a first place schedule, so they're going to get all the big boys. And you know, I'm not burying them yet. I said this last year that I saw Cincinnati, and they were a year ahead. I saw that Cincinnati was going to be one of the big boys. Because they had all the pieces. They have all the pieces, aside from the offensive line. I didn't know it was going to be this bad.
The offensive line needs to tighten up. If they get off of that Super Bowl high, not saying that they have it, Joe Burrow's going to get that swag back, because I'm not seeing that Joe Cool, under pressure, calm that I saw the first 2 seasons.
Because he's seeing ghosts.
The Dolphins are finding different ways to win, which I think is... You know, that's always one of the formulas for, like, can't be beat. Yeah. Is it over for the Bills? Absolutely not. The Bills are still good. No. With Micah Hyde out, how much does that affect the defense? Did they just pick up somebody, the Bills, or am I making something up? Okay, I might be lying. But with Micah Hyde being out, is that really going to affect their defense? Or like
the secondary, because him and Poyer, like those are the two linchpins in that secondary. So, and remember, Tre'Davious White isn't back yet. They're shut down corner. So it's going to be like, seriously, Buffalo, they're not even at full strength yet. They're still one of the big boys. They're still one of the top dogs. A
lot of people have them pegged as the best team in the AFC.
I didn't coming in. I did not, because the AFC's. I don't have a de facto. It's Hunger Games.
A de facto is okay.
I don't, because Baltimore. I have Baltimore, Buffalo.
They're always in my top 5. I need to get my power rankings out tomorrow, because I didn't have time to do them
please do.
Today. But okay. The Ravens are high scoring right now. It's like insane.
Lamar wants that. He's getting that bag. It's just a matter of when.
He's resetting the market.
Yeah.
He's resetting the market.
He might not even sign till he'll be like, listen, you can tag me this year, you can tag me next year. Hell, you can tag me the third year. I want my baseball contract.
No, first of all, Lamar is first in passing TDs. I think he's maybe second in passer rating. He's like first in QBR, fourth in rushing yards. Okay,
he's on pace for something crazy,
68 pass and
for like 62 touchdowns. That's what he's on pace for.
68 touchdowns.
Tubs.
Okay,
putting up these Madden numbers. Goodness.
Okay, he targeted 8 different receivers, but no one had more than 2 receptions between the tight end besides Mark Andrews. But he's spreading that ball out, and then J.K. Dobbins is back.
True.
He's going to get in slowly but surely, which is going to actually help, because when you have Lamar as your quarterback as your leading rusher, that's a problem.
I think what's gonna hurt them until they get that figured out. That Ravens defense is hot garbage.
They're not hot garbage. They're hurt.
They're not good. They're not.
Hurt.
They weren't good last year.
Okay, they were a little, because we're used to a dominant. We're used to a Ray Lewis.
At least good.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
they're gonna be all right.
I'm not saying like the 2000 Ravens over here, but like, goodness gracious, Miami was walking it up and down. I watched the last quarter of that, and I'm like, are they playing 7-on-7? Is there a defense out there?
I was watching the Patriots play them. I was just like,
they got to get that figured out, because that will hurt you in the playoffs if you can't stop Allen, or you can't stop. They think they have Buffalo this week. That's going to be a game I can't wait. That's must-see TV.
To see.
Is that a 4:00 game or a primetime game?
I don't even know. I don't even care. I know I'm tuned in. I know Lamar Jackson right now, obviously, MVP candidacy is always like rotating, but give Lamar his flowers.
Yeah, he's balling.
Last week I had a guest on here who, what was his comment in reference to Lamar?
Lamar throws for 4,000.
We need to cut it out. And let's
he's cooking. He's cooking.
Let's say what it is, okay? Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in recent years. He doesn't get his due diligence, and we all know why. It is what it is. The guest I had last week made reference to, well, why Lamar, not Patrick Mahomes, and named Kyler Murray and a few other black quarterbacks. We're not all monolithic, right? We don't all get treated the same.
No.
But Lamar is getting treated.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what he does.
That mobile quarterback
it's always going to be
is a slap in the face. It's always going to be condescending. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I feel like Lamar can win 3 Super Bowls, and it's always going to be, but.
Yeah. For sure.
Give that man his mother effing due diligence.
He's balling. I'm glad Dallas don't got to play Baltimore this year. I don't want to face that. I don't want Lamar this year.
He'd be embarrassing people.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that sauce. Although Michael Parsons would have fun.
Patriots in trouble. They have the pieces offensively. I'm not worried about that. I've been screaming all year, Matt Patricia, prove me wrong. I want to be loud and wrong, please.
Matt Daddy's hurt.
He's big hurt, and high ankle sprains take a while.
Who's your backup?
Brian Hoyer and some other kid.
He's still in the league?
Yeah, Brian Hoyer's
Lord
a professional
have mercy.
Professional backup for a reason.
He was in Madden when it was on PS2.
You need to cut it out.
That's crazy.
He's been there for a while. When you have to get a second opinion, that's a red flag to me. When the first opinion gives you surgery as an option, but you want to try to tough it out. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. you coming in, this is just my personal opinion, you staying and thug it out ain't gonna help us, okay?
Nah.
It ain't gonna help you, and it ain't gonna help us. So do what you gotta do, end up on IR, and figure it out. And I think that's what's gonna happen, but the Patriots do not release information.
He's there today. You guys, how do you feel about y'all chances in the AFC East? Y'all looking real wild card-ish right now.
I had us coming in, second in the beginning, and that was only when I said depending on what Miami does, because I had Bills first, us possible second, or they're flip-flopping with Miami, because of course of the talent on paper, but my reasoning was Miami's going to be Miami. The Jets are going to be last. We know that. They're building. But now with Mac Jones possibly done for the season, Brian Hoyer, is he going to be our backup? I can see him giving us like 6-7 games.
Y'all trying to hit up Cam? Try to hit Cam with the
hey big head. Because I'm gonna be real. The Patriots have weapons, right? They do. It just is what it is. It may not be fancy, like all these, whatever, but they have weapons. You got Ramondre Stevenson.
Hey, I got him in fantasy.
A dog.
I had him
you have Damian Harris. A dog. You have Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Jacoby Myers.
Henry.
You have Hunter Henry. You have, oh my gosh, Smith. Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Like, you have the weapons.
Got some pieces.
Yes.
But
so
who's throwing the ball?
Right. And then who's calling the plays offensively? And then that playbook, because we've always been told the Patriots playbook is complicated. How much of that is Josh McDaniels? How much of that is Bill? How much of that is...
I'm just saying, are you calling up Cam? When does it get
I'm calling up Ryan Fitzmagic. Where Ryan Fitzpatrick at? Ryan.
He's working for the NFL Network right now.
You need to stop.
He ain't doing much.
Ryan, please. Please. You get the job done, baby.
You don't want Cam? You ain't trying to run it back?
Cam. No, Cam my guy. I'll wrestle Cam. I was going hard for Cam, okay?
You was staying before him last time I was here.
In order, I would do Ryan Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. Then I would call Cam Newton. I'm trying to think, who else would I call? Who else available out there?
Colin Kaepernick. You ain't doing nothing.
Yo, let me tell you something, okay? Word on the street is Colin still got that rocket at 30. How old is he? How old that man? Whatever.
30 something.
But it's been 7 years since he played?
Yeah.
I would take...
Maybe not, because the game is fast-paced. It look good when you're doing one-to-one.
I'd take him over Hoyer. Hoyer ain't give y'all... He's going to give y'all top 10 pick, but he ain't going to get y'all.
Who else is available? Y'all, I'm really thinking.
That's a good question.
It's wild times out here.
Yeah, it's a scarcity.
Well, you know what it is.
So y'all trying to sign Cooper Rush in the offseason?
No.
Why not? He's better than Hoyer.
You guys can keep him, because you're
Even OG agrees with me. I wish we had a camera on him.
Because Jerry Jones is trying to create a quarterback controversy.
Creating nothing. What I will say about that foolishness, this. If Dak comes back and struggles, it's going to be a problem, because Mike McCarthy's coaching for his career. He's coaching for his job.
So why not have the same offensive game plan for Dak that you have for Cooper Rush, because it's working.
I think they will.
And who did you guys just pick up as a left tackle?
Jason Peters.
Baby.
And we put him at guard, and he's cooking.
Baby.
Yeah.
Okay, that acquisition, I said, well, goddamn.
Listen,
don't count the motherfucking Cowboys out.
In 2016, in 2018, and last season, all 12 plus win seasons, what did they have? The running game was cooking.
Oh, what? Say it again?
All 12 plus win seasons.
You had to throw that out there, right?
Just say.
But did y'all go to the playoffs, though?
You did, in all 3 years. We did. We won the division, too, in all 3 years.
But did y'all win the Super Bowl, though?
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, one of those years was an 11.
We so sick of y'all. This is not the 90s no more.
Listen, but we're on TV, and we're America's team.
Barely. Let me stop messing with y'all. I don't have a problem with Cowboys fans. I just like fucking with y'all because it's fun. Everybody else does it.
No, but Dak, listen, I'm excited to see Dak come back and for him to silence these critics.
Do you think it's too soon, though? Do you think they're rushing him?
No, he's not going to come back until, I believe, either the Eagles game or the bye week and then the Packers game. He's not coming back this week. He's not coming back against the Rams. So
I'm an advocate for
he's not
Cooper
back.
Rush is making it do what it do. The defense is clicking. Whatever offensive game plan seems to be working.
It's working.
You have a two-headed monster in the backfield. Pollard is doing his thing with Zeke coming in as a 1.5. I'm not even going to call him a number 2, a 1.5.
Well, again, this was the first time Mike McCarthy called out Kellen Moore publicly. He was like, Kellen needs to be smarter. I.e., I'm coaching for my job, and I'll take the reins of this play calling if I have to.
Do we have to do that? Do we have
Yes,
to call
we do.
out other coaches?
Yes, we do. When they're calling triple reverses in the first quarter,
why we
yes.
can't keep business in-house?
Yes, we do. He was calling some nonsense, some hot caca. Come on, let's keep it a bean. But they look good against the Giants. They look good.
I mean, the D-line looks scary.
Micah Parsons, can you give him his flowers?
Of course I'm going to give him his
The Lion
flowers.
is always hungry. Like, come on.
DeMarcus Lawrence still play for y'all?
Yeah, he had 3 sacks.
LOL. LOL. I mean, you guys look good. Jones was sacked 5 times, was rushed 23 times. Out of
24.
had 37 dropbacks.
They got after that boy.
The defense is elite, and when you have a defense like that, your offense doesn't have to do much.
They don't.
I.e., Tom Brady. Get that offensive line together, Tom. Because when your defense is playing like they playing, you can be like Peyton Manning in year whatever that was.
Final year. Yeah.
Because
He didn't do much.
Broncos weren't putting up more than 20 points a game. That defense was eating.
He didn't do much in Super Bowl 50.
Right. So let's remember that, people, when we trying to talk about Tom Terrific. Okay, I'm off my high horse.
Listen, when your defense is giving up 3 touchdowns in 3 games, you have a chance to beat anybody. So Dan Quinn might be a coach somewhere next year. Like I said, he might get the Chargers job.
I mean, I like Dan Quinn.
I love him too. As a D coordinator, I love him. Head coach,
I mean, sometimes people need second chances. But how long was he a head coach, though? I feel like it was no more than 2.
Oh, he was in Atlanta for a minute. At least 3 or 4
years max?
Yeah. He took him to a Super Bowl. Let me not be too hard on him. He took him to a Super Bowl.
Right.
They didn't do too well in the Super Bowl. But.
I mean, look who they were playing against.
Oh, my
And I don't mean it like that, but I mean it in the sense of Bill Belichick was familiar with you. He played you years prior in the Seahawks, so he studies.
Yes.
So he probably was bringing up old shit from like 1962, and then bringing up shit that you just did. What was that? 2015.
True.
So. Look who he was playing.
But again, it still goes back to the front office. Like, I like it when a front office they understand they have a coordinator that knows what he's doing, and he's like, listen, can you draft? Can I have a defensive draft? They gave Dan Quinn 2 defensive drafts, and they gave him Micah Parsons and Trey Diggs. And now they're cooking. They're looking very Legion of Boom-esque.
You know
right
what?
Now.
You guys are finicky, because now they're cooking. But when Mike McCarthy first got there, y'all was ready to fire him in 2 weeks.
Did you see that playoff game? He's coaching for his job. Have you heard of this guy? What's his name? Sean Payton. He's available, and he lives in Dallas.
Well, Sean Payton been, quote-unquote, involved in interference with every NFL team. Let you tell it, okay? The Dolphins, they're here, they're there, they're everywhere.
Let me give you an exclusive for the Under Review podcast. The Cowboys had a trade in place. They had a trade in place.
I have not confirmed or denied this exclusive.
This is
people,
facts.
okay?
This is facts. This is facts. Shout out to Michael Lombardi. This is facts. This is facts. They had a trade in place for Sean Payton, I believe, after the 2012. It was between the 2010 and 2013 season. They had a trade in place to get him. But at the last minute, the New Orleans reneged. They backed out of it because the Pelicans. They were getting ready. I mean, my bad. AD was getting ready to leave the Pelicans. He's getting ready to leave the Pelicans. They were just like, wow, we can't have AD leave for the Lakers and lose our head coach in the same offseason. So they backed out. The trade was there.
I mean, he's coming back to coach sooner than later because he's on a
hiatus, quote unquote.
It has to be the perfect timing, and then with like tampering, which, let's be real, every NFL team tampers, okay?
The man
NFL
lives in Dallas. So Mike McCarthy needs to continue to be on his P's and Q's, or Sean Payton will be calling us next year.
I mean, Jerry Jones has made mention of him publicly. Maybe he's just staying low because of that Dolphins fiasco.
You better lay low. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Because him and Tom Terrific, allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
It should be interesting. But no, like you mentioned, the storylines are galore.
Which I kind of
I'm loving
believe
it.
because Tom Brady was definitely going to the Saints, but Drew Brees was like, nah, I'm going to play one last year.
One more.
So, that's a little bit more believable.
Quote, unquote, tampering.
I mean, every NFL team tampers. It's
Just how much? And how good is your fixer?
And how much the NFL want to... Okay.
Like Jerry Jones got a whole family on the side.
We're not talking about people's business. Allegedly.
You know Ray Donovan? The show
Look
Ray
at my
Donovan?
face. We're not talking about people's business. Allegedly.
Every owner has a fixer. Like, I've seen Ray Donovan. That's my show.
Allegedly.
That
Packers
is
Bucks.
fine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Packers.
Defense, listen. The defense, if you have, I said this before, you got a defense, you can run the football, you have a competent quarterback and a competent head coach. You can beat anybody.
A quarterback who I believe is going to get more comfortable in throwing to various receivers instead of depending on one or two. Because his whole career, he had that guy,
Always
right?
had Devontae.
Now he has, or it was a Jordy Nelson, or it was a Greg Jennings.
Yeah.
It was a somebody. Now you have people to actually spread it to help build that confidence.
True.
Instead of depending on one running back, you have two, which opens it up. The defense, I'm gonna be honest, we've been here, we done that. They're one of my other hot or nots. Okay,
True.
I like the fact that Aaron Rodgers seems to have started off slow within the last couple of years, but I like what I saw against a beat-up Tampa offense. So, whatever. But I like what I saw as far as him, being comfortable in spreading that rock. So I don't think it's 9-1-1 for the Packers, like how we thought, because like we stated, the NFC is wide open. Depending on how the Bucs look week 4 and on, or week 5 and on, is gonna make me decide whether I'm ringing the alarm for the Bucs or not. Because their defense, not a problem.
True.
That O-line,
that is a problem.
Issue.
And they have how many they've only scored 2-3 touchdowns on the year? They're not really doing much on that side.
I'm not too worried. The O-line is on the O-line's gonna get better or should get better as the year goes on because they're not key injuries like, oh my gosh, season's over. So we'll see. Long season. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna come down to matchups come tournament time, come Hunger Game time. It's gonna come down to matchups.
Stop calling it that?
It is, because that's what it is. It's the last man standing. And it's just like come playoff time, because it's so, especially in the NFC, it's so wide open. You're gonna have wild card teams. Mark my words. I wouldn't be shocked if at least 2 of those wild card teams knock off division winners on wild card weekend. Mark my words.
Cleveland Browns.
It's that open. I
want to segue. Sorry, my hair itches.
No, it's cool.
Cleveland, such a girl.
Little quick pat.
Yeah, I need to. Cleveland Browns, right? My guy, or not my guy, but Deshaun Watson is scheduled to come back just in time for the week 13?
It's like week 10. It's 10 to 13. It's in that window.
Browns are looking good, right?
They are.
A lot of doubt on Jacoby Brissett. I don't know why. Can y'all stop hanging on Jacoby? Okay, thank you.
There seems to be a common theme with hatred toward black colors, POCs.
Jacoby Brissett, people have kind of, I believe, regulated him to not being that guy, but he's good enough to get you there. In my opinion, I may be biased or whatever. I don't believe people thought he would win. What's the Browns records? 2-1?
I think they're about 2-1, yeah.
Right. So I don't even think people thought he would win 2 games. But outside of Deshaun Watson's absence, they still have the pieces on offense. Right?
The game changer for them was Amari Cooper. It was. You can't not say it.
And people, they have the best running back duo in the NFL. And if you want to argue, you can say the Packers might be number 2, because A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones is a beast. But when you have 1 and 1A, not even a 2, that's a problem.
Go check the Raiders tape, go check the Cowboy tape, and now go check the Cleveland tape. Amari Cooper has been Ginsu chopping dudes in these routes for a couple years now. He's got a couple dudes on his highlight reel.
So my question is,
I'm just saying,
if Jacoby and the Browns can sustain a winning record, because winning makes people forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
Do you just put Deshaun Watson in there?
Because of his contract, you have to. You have to. That's why the we were joking earlier about the Cooper Rush talk. You're not going to do that. The money, you follow the money. You're not going to pay a dude $40 million to sit on the bench. That unless he's terrible, unless he's god awful.
Because let's be real here, he hasn't played in how many years?
Yeah,
we know what he can do.
We know what he can do.
He's a talent.
But again, you're not.
He got to get the rust off.
You're not going to give $200+ million guaranteed to hold a clipboard.
He got money.
But hear me out. The pressure is going to be on for him to perform, because if he comes in and struggles,
he's going to get booed.
No, not him being booed. If he struggles, and it's the same with Dak. If Dak struggles, we will put your ass on the bench and we will take the hit and put in Cooper Rush.
When Cooper Rush starts falling on his ass, y'all gonna put Dak.
You guys want to hear something crazy?
It'll be a mess. What's up?
Deshaun Watson comes back December 4th. The 3 games before he comes back, the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Buccaneers.
Look at
that. See? The 3 games before he comes back?
3 games before he comes back.
Jacoby ain't one of those games.
He is.
No disrespect. If the Bucks get healthier, if the Dolphins continue to sustain, and if the Bills are the Bills that we know they're gonna be, I'll be surprised if the Browns win those games. Because I'm not. Just be surprised.
Listen, their defense is going to.
Who does Sean play when he comes back?
Yeah,
the Texans.
Of course he does.
The NFL
did that on purpose. They did that on purpose.
They know what time it is.
They did that on purpose.
And they know he's going to cook.
3 teams. It's the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Patriots.
I'm going to sleep.
See? There's a reason why on Monday Night Football, Russ went to Seattle. Come on. Like, the NFL is not. They don't even try to sugarcoat it.
No, whoever made the schedule.
They make me sick.
I said, this is drama.
It's so scripted.
This is drama.
Like, it's funny. They already got the flexing. You know, like, they're going to flex in an important game. I'm all for it. But just happenstance. Oh, yeah, Monday Night Football. Russ comes home.
I see a few flexes, especially with the AFC West, if it's not living up to the hype.
There'll be a lot of flexing toward the end of the year.
Chiefs,
sure.
Bucks.
I'm
Talk to me. Julio Jones. High possibility he'll be back. Chris Godwin, high possibility he'll be back.
The game's in Tampa.
You already know. But because of the hurricane, it might be moved to Minnesota.
Okay. Listen,
Patrick Mahomes still chasing demons.
I love
And he's what? 1 for 3 against Tom Brady?
Yeah, he's still running from White and the rest of that pass rush.
And that was a perfect example. When you don't have an O-line, no matter how good you are, it is what it is.
It doesn't matter. Because again, what do the Bucks do? They beat them up. That is the only way you can beat the Chiefs. You have to beat them up. So it's good. Listen, if it comes down to just pure quarterback play at this point of their careers, I give it to Mahomes. I absolutely do. If it comes down to a last-second drive to win it, I do give it to Tom the Terrific. But whoever has the ball last,
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to be biased.
Whoever has the ball last, it's gonna be a great game.
Do you agree with this sentiment?
I'm just here for great football.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say I'll get fined.
People, do you agree with this sentiment?
You should get a poll. Get a poll going. We'll see.
I don't want to say anything because I'm gonna be biased.
Tom doesn't play for y'all anymore.
Okay.
He doesn't. You want him to? I know you want him to play for you right now, but he doesn't play for you anymore.
Okay.
You need to let it go. But this is Mac Jones' team.
But greatness is greatness. Greatness.
God. Let it go. Let it go.
I've been let it go.
Do you want me to start talking about Troy Aikman? I could do that.
Oh please.
Let it go.
Oh please.
Let it go.
No disrespect, Troy. You were good. You were great.
You were good.
You were great. Okay, you're in a lot of people's top 10, I guess. No disrespect. You had an amazing O-line. You had Emmitt Smith.
Oh man.
I mean,
you see the slander? You see the slander?
No disrespect.
The slander.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm just, stating facts. Okay? Okay, all right. All right, okay.
It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a good game. But give me Mahomes. Mahomes is my guy. I love Patrick Mahomes. He's one of my favorite players.
Patrick Mahomes is a good player. Great player. I'm sorry. He's great. He's great. He's really great.
And again, as this season progresses, like we mentioned earlier, I'm interested to see how his game evolves now that he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, and he's got a bunch of number twos, if that, and number threes. He doesn't have a great tight end. You still have you have a Hall of Fame tight end and a bunch of number twos.
But it's not like he got a whole bunch of bus.
He has number twos. He doesn't have a whole bunch of number fives.
Right, but great quarterbacks can make something out of nothing, especially when you're younger than 30.
He put up 5 touchdowns in the first game with this new cast. So
Patrick he's a dog. He's a dog.
So, but keep in mind, what did we just say about the Bucs? They're having a hard time scoring points. Not just playing offense, but scoring points.
All right. Name the receivers right now. Name the receivers last week against the Packers. Who played?
Cole Beasley.
For how many drives? Who just got there?
Rashad Perriman.
And he was supposed to step the F up, right?
Connor Brait. Lord have
Cameron Brate, who's a tight end, right?
Gage.
Russell Gage. No, let's not do that because last year on the Falcons, Russell Gage was a factor. So let's not do that. So I expect that Russell Gage to show up. Okay, let's talk about it. When you have Darden coming in at receiver because Cole Beasley drops down.
He just got here.
Right, you just got there.
Yeah.
So, big homie Tom benches you. When you have Darden, the special teams player, playing receiver.
Scotty Reynolds? Is he still on the team?
Scotty Miller. But Scotty he's a shifty guy. He's quick. Scotty too hotty. He can run a 4.3. Like, he's a shifty guy. He's one of those guys, like, you're not paying attention to him, he's going to blow past you. He's not the guy that you keep in rotation.
Tom has made it work with lesser talent. I'm not saying that he can't.
Hello?
But I'm saying through 3 weeks.
Do we got to break it down?
Through 3 weeks, they've not looked good.
And I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, right? You have no Chris Godwin, right, who pulled the hammy in week 2.
Yeah.
Or week 1, you kind of, to me, you started him early. Julio,
way too early.
I believe Julio, what he gave us in week 1, he's going to do sporadically, okay? Because they got to nurse Julio. Like, his injuries are his injuries.
Yeah.
But his tight ends need to step up. Wide receivers, I was telling Jonathan this too. You need to get that run game going. It's very important to have receivers and or tight ends that know how to fucking block.
True. He's going to get Mike Evans back.
Yo,
Mike
put me on the coaching staff. What we doing here?
He still has Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been that guy.
Mike Evans is a dog. Chris Godwin is a dog.
But he's post injury.
Right. But
you don't know what version of him you're going to get this year.
You're still going to get a good version because he's very young, but you need to give it time to get back. And we may not get that this year.
That's what I'm saying. He should have started the season on
Which is fine, but Perriman, step up.
True.
When you have Darden coming in, that's a problem. That's like Matthew Slater on the Patriots playing receiver. And he is a receiver. He really is a receiver. But he's our special teams guy.
Cole Beasley slid in Tom's DMs. That's how he got on the team.
Which makes sense. Because Cole Beasley is like a what we used to call him, a poor man's Edelman or Wes Welker.
Yeah, he was.
Like,
he cooked.
Give them reps. Give them time. Get that O-line.
He cooked with Dallas. He cooked with Dak his rookie year.
He did all right with the Bills, too.
Yeah, exactly.
What he got fired for? Not having a flu shot or something? COVID shot?
Yeah, he wasn't vaccinated.
And he was, stop tweeting. Stop tweeting during the season. Let's stop that.
He raps too. He's got bars.
I mean, he can rap.
Saying.
As long as you run them routes and you get them tutties, you won't get benched for Darden.
Tampa's going to be interesting. They're going to be interesting. Because Lenny...
This whole season's going to be interesting.
I don't know about playoff Lenny. I don't know if playoff Lenny's coming back yet.
What did we just say about the O-line? What we just say about the O-line? If you ain't got no O-line, do it matter?
What are you saying?
Talk about another team. Oh, you can't come back. What Ed say? I'll be bullying the guys.
You ain't gonna bully me. Yeah, you ain't gonna be bullying me. Like my team's America's team, so you ain't gonna bully me.
Gosh. What's the Cowboys record?
2-1. What's the Patriots record?
Y'all win 2 little games.
What's the Patriots record?
I can't recall.
You can neither deny or confirm?
It's a 2-1 there somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Listen, we ain't got to play Buffalo twice.
No, but listen,
Y'all do.
I'm standing strong, okay? I got my... Yeah, I'm standing
Hoyer?
strong.
Okay.
We gonna be all right. I appreciate having you.
I love coming.
It's always a great time.
It's always a great time, especially around football time. You know, come
You know
on,
what I'm
man.
talking about?
Come on.
All right, guys.
That's what we do.
That's it for tonight's episode. Thank you for tuning in. We give it to you real. We give it to you raw. We give it to you authentic. You go, boy. Thank you for
Always
coming through.
Always.
Later, guys.
Got to.
And we're going to end it on that note.
Never wifey's old ways, and they going both ways. Hot nights, cold days. I ain't fucking no strays. Me cover, no way. I will.